Sharpen all the edges that I hide, I'm a liar. See my body licking up the flames from the fire. They can never kill me, so they seal me even tighter. Who remains around? 40 in the strength, I'm a fighter. 50 in the faith, take me higher. I'm a rise, but my demons like the tide. Blood in my eyes. Blood moon, white fang, light blue, my stains like flame. Then we got into rose, yeah. Sun breath hit my wrist, blade fall like the mistake. As I go peak, yeah. Malachite turn a tarnish to a gray side, yeah. Kiss it back, but I miss the way it tastes like, yeah. Through the frenzy and the flame, I keep the honor beside me. This faith will abide me, we're burning the tree. Sharpen all the edges that I hide, I'm a liar. See my body licking up the flames from the fire. They can never kill me, so they seal me even tighter. Who remains around? 40 in the strength, I'm a fighter. 50 in the faith, take me higher. I'm a riser, but my demons like the tide. Blood moon yellow in my eyes. War horse in the crypt, a nightmare, great sword on my hip, in my head. I'm a riser, but my demons like the tide. Blood moon yellow in my eyes. But don't wish for walls to talk.
All right, then.
No sounds, no nothing. We're here.
It is the sound of the fury.
Hi, everybody. And that awkward bird from Arizona. What was that noise?
It was all the things that happened.
That was the Phoenix.
That was Phoenix. How come you're not the Arizona Phoenix? How come you're Cardinals?
Because that's the team from originally from Chicago that moved over here.
That's fair.
They're the Chicago Cardinals and the St. Louis Cardinals and the Phoenix Cardinals, and they switched it to the Arizona Cardinals.
Yeah, Arizona Phoenix would be more cool, I think.
There was a soccer team called that.
Yeah, sorry, we're off to a tangent. Anyway, hey, Mikey, it's Smackdown Day.
It is the Mackie at the Down Day as well as the Raw Day. It's the WWE Day.
It's the wrestling day.
It's the wrestling day. We're here to start off the week by recapping this last week of WWE programming here on Dual Dynasty.
We're doing some wrestling.
So many things to talk about.
We have so many things to talk about, but the Dual
Like,
Dynasty.
do you guys want pat downs?
I mean, if that's a way to get on a no-flight list real quick, if you kick the guy who set the metal detector.
Oh
Jacob,
my
motherfucking Fatu.
Jeez. We're going to talk a whole bunch of stuff about the bloodline stuff when we get to SmackDown, but you already know what it is. Mikey, the professor, and Minnie are here to review a week in WWE wrestling. And we already got some folks chilling with us in the chat, like Robert, Mr. Lafayette, in the building, in the house.
Nice.
Welcome. And of course, friend to the channel, Nick.
Hey!
We'd love to see it. Thank you,
Let's-
boys.
Everybody here on
How long has it been? It's been over a minute. Let's fucking go.
We love it. It was just like, this is fantastic. But The Dual Dynasty boys are here to review this week of WWE programming. Almost said AEW programming, but WWE programming for Monday Night Raw and Friday Night SmackDown. So this is going to be fun.
Say ew.
Yes.
Ew.
Yes, Nick. There's no cutoff shirt this time. It's okay. I understand.
Nick,
I'm gonna be honest. I just
in the chat. All hell's breaking loose. Let's go.
I know it's crazy. you know, I could cut this off into a cutoff shirt, but you know what? We'll save that for later. But thanks, Nick. Alrighty. So you already know the drill as it is. We will spend part of this review talking about Raw, part of it talking about SmackDown. And we'll just talk about it. We are 2 weeks out from Bad Blood, so we are getting ever so close to our next pay-per-view for WWE.
Yep, we got to make plot lines happen, and we got to make them happen now.
We got 4 matches. Who knows what our 5th match is going to be when we talk about Raw? I think I have an idea, but we'll talk. You know what? Since we're talking about it, let's kick off our conversation with Monday Night Raw. So what we're going to do is like
Day versus Day for the tag team championships.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I have some questions about what I've been hearing over on Raw. Please explain what the crap happened.
So what we'll do first is we'll go through the matches that occurred. We'll talk about any promos that were important. And then, you know, just the overall backstage segments with the show.
Sure.
Funny enough, like, even though we are going to be talking about... No, I will not put a disclaimer. Nick, I'm just kidding.
Oh, you thought about it? Were you going to go full disclaimer?
Nah, it's okay. Hold up. Maybe, you know what? Just for Nick, I'm going to roll up my sleeves just for you, bud.
Ooh, here we go.
There we go. I'm channeling my inner McFoley today. Anyway,
look at you. Look at you going full do love. That's pretty. All right. Okay.
I love it. All right, so let's start off with Monday Night Raw. There were a couple of matches that happened. We can go through these and kind of tie them into everything else. But, you know, we start off with probably one of my favorite. Well, actually, no, this was my favorite match to kick off the show, but it did not be my favorite match of the episode. But we had Sheamus versus Pete Dunne himself. This actually was a slobber knocker, as JR is prone to say, or, you know, across all of wrestling. And, you know what? I was very surprised. I thought Sheamus was finally going to win, but no.
You said slobber knocker to like robotic, that like you got like robotic as hell. That was great.
We love when that happens. We love it when it happens. But yeah, no, Sheamus didn't win. Pete Dunne wins here because you know, first it was a shillelagh that didn't work.
I thought his name was Butch.
Careful now. Careful. He will show up in your nightmares and try to murder you in your sleep.
Listen, I don't need a bruiserweight to haunt my dreams.
He is that guy.
Pete Dunne becomes a new sleep paralysis demon.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Time on the Iconics.
He's the guy who burst through Johnny Depp's chest. Look it up. Anyway, Mikey, go.
It is pronounced Peter Dunne. Oh my goodness. But after a failed attempt with the shillelagh, Pete just pulls out a whole entire like cricket bat and just like whack Sheamus with it, with the ref not pick up the win. So I'm like, I don't think we're done. So cool. Honestly, I would not mind if they ran it back. I like Mr. Peter Dunne and I love Mr. Sheamus. So I could see them run it back. So it was fun. It was a great opener.
Nick has it's Peter Dunne like the sand moons. Nick is just that long ooh on everything. Sand moons.
Ooh.
Oh, goodness gracious.
This is what happens when we have friends of the channel. They cause chaos.
I love it. I like to take my Peter Dunne buggy out every once in a while.
Oh, I see what you did there. Sneaky.
Sneaky.
I hated that. Why did I say that?
Well, speaking of sneaky, we got the most devastating move of professional wrestling of all times because Natalya pulled the sneaky sneak and defeated Zoe Stark with the schoolboy roll up. I don't care about this feud, you guys. I really don't. I
forgot Natalya was even back until she popped up on the show. And I went, oh, yeah, she's here.
We've spoken at length about Natalya. I still have a soft spot for her, but yeah, it's been tough.
Natalya, we love you, but none of us care about this feud that you have with Team
Scissor Kick. What are they doing to you? Anyway, keep going, Mike. Go.
Anyways, that was like the one. That was the one of 2 women's matches we got. So I was like, I didn't care about this one. Then, you know, I did not care about the match itself because I knew New Day wasn't going to win, but we had a tag team championship match. The Judgment Day finally defend their titles against the New Day, but LWO came out. They got involved, which caused Kofi to brawl with them, which forced Xavier to play 2-on-1 for a little bit before ultimately getting pinned. And Judgment Day are still your tag team champs, which causes a rift between Xavier and Kofi in the ring. And then we're going to pair this here now because we come to find out Xavier had issues because Kofi Kingston asked for LWO to come out to even the numbers game. And Xavier's like, bro, it was like, I'm not good enough for you to tell me that was the plan. You did not tell me squat. So we are just continuing to put a rift between these. I don't think they need to break up permanently, but I'm smelling an Xavier singles run where he needs to prove this, like, I still have what I have. And you know what? We mentioned the elephant in the room where Xavier mentioned it's like, you don't think I'm good enough because E is not here anymore. I'm like, oh, they finally said the thing.
And then
they said his name. They said his name, guys.
Austin Creed jumped up on the X and or Twitter, whatever you want to call it now, thing, and kind of blew stuff up. What was that? Just a day or two ago?
I love it.
The streets saying that I may see some old friends soon, just so you all know I'm not a kid anymore. That's cryptic as hell. That can mean 100 different things. But wrestling news and nerds are like, what's happening? What's happening? Who's he going to call? What's going to be? So
I'm excited. I actually like.
He's going to call the Ghostbusters.
Yes.
Which I'm wearing official Ghostbusters merch right now.
Yes.
I love me Austin Creed Xavier Woods a lot. I think he could do a lot as in a singles run. I don't know if he's ever had a proper one. I know he had a pretty good indie one, and I know I'm out of pocket, Mikey. You probably know better. He had one going into NXT, and then New Day exploded, even though Vince McMahon tried to kill it like 3 or 4 times.
Right.
But like oh my God, please tell me it's Austin Creed and Omos. Nick, with all the chaotic neutral in the chat, how amazing would that be? Just Omos and Austin Creed walking down the ramp.
Not Omos. What's wrong with you, Nick?
So good.
That is the most chaotic option, but I'm here for chaos.
I'm here for
make it.
Obafemi would be fantastic.
If you're gonna make it crazy, make it
monster.
Crazy. But I love me Xavier Woods. Everything that he's doing and has done. Maybe I'm just a fanboy, and that's fine. I don't know. He hasn't gotten a singles push ever, right? Like this would be new territory for him.
You're Nick. You're right, but I don't want to see him on my screen.
But Professor, to kind of go to what you were talking about, yeah, I don't remember Xavier holding a singles championship since being on this roster. So I don't know.
I'm excited for him.
Right. I'm excited to see where this goes. And like with that tweet, I'm interested to see what Xavier, who he's going to visit, like what's about to go down. But
it should be like it's going to be, it'd be hysterical if it was like his study group from his PhD in psychology. It's just a bunch of nerds with books and things like we're all smart.
Real.
Just be like, wait, who are these
friends?
He
needs to come back in his Cassius Creed outfit where he was like in the full American or was it Apollo or whatever he came out as back in his TNA days.
And then what was the King? And there was a King Creed angle. Dude's done a lot of random things, and it all kind of comes back to New Day, which is great because New Day's huge. I wonder where they're gonna go. I don't know, man.
I don't know, but if that means we get Kofi and Xavier on singles runs, I'm kind of here for this.
Oh, Nick in the chat, crushing you, Minnie.
Nick, we love you so much. I'm so happy you are a friend of the channel, man.
Minnie,
like we love you. So
Minnie
fantastic.
Had no chance.
Almost a good wrestler. I mean,
almost
a good wrestler. I've said it before multiple times. I know he's a really good person. He just needs some work.
Is this a Peter Dune thing? Have we been saying it wrong all the time? Is it Umus this whole time? And we've just been saying it like Omos? Umus is here.
The 7-foot tall Nigerian Umus.
Umus. And the emus just walking down to the ring.
We love it.
Happy Sunday. Keep going, Mikey. Keep going.
It is. This is fantastic.
Good morning.
So I'm excited for what's happening with Kofi and Xavier. I mean, look, the Raw tag division is suffering right now because now that Xavier and Kofi are kind of looks to be on split singles paths for now, we don't have any other credible tag teams. Thus,
Right.
you know, with the news going back and forth, whenever they decide to come to WWE, I legit think that at some capacity you have the Lucha Bros be fighting these dudes left and right. Like,
So we've been hearing this and teasing this for a long time. What are they waiting for?
The right moment.
I don't know. Contracts are weird.
Is it going to be a bad blood thing? Are they going to wait till Survivor something? Are they going to just magically appear one day? Are they going to save Dragon Lee finally?
I think so. I'm hoping that once we are done with whatever happens at Bad Blood, as much as I love Judgment Day versus the Terror Twins, you can't carry this to a third pay-per-view in Survivor Series. So if they are coming soon, I would love for Rhea to go and do her thing with Liv or whatever. Damian doesn't have any backup, so you have Damian and the Lucha Brothers like become a thing where they fight the Judgment Day. Like, I'm here for that.
Oh, that would be wild, actually.
At least it keeps Penta and Ray Fenix from being just members of LWO or Legado. Like,
you remember Damian Priest doing Dragon Ball Speedball special with Penta, just flinging him across the ring? Oh, it'd be so good. Incredible.
Exactly. It would be fantastic for sure.
Yeah, the inevitable LWO Lucha Bros thing, that's gonna be
okay, but like I'd be here for that because it's different, and we know that Penta and Mr. Ray Fenix, like they bring it. You don't have to train anybody, and they have history with Dragon Lee and Rey Mysterio too. So it's just like all the luchadors have beef with each other.
That's gonna be your international PLE, right? That should be. I mean,
that's the Mexico one.
That's your Mexico. Yeah, that's like, send that south of the equator and cook everybody. That'd be amazing.
I think you get the Lucha Bros and Ray Phoenix versus LWO and Andrade.
Oh my gosh, that'd be amazing. I would be here
in
for
Mexico
all
City,
of that.
Mexico.
I would be here for all of that.
It's Backlash next year.
Yeah,
Backlash needs to be in Mexico next year.
Absolutely, Mexico City. I mean, go there early, get your cardio up. But yeah, like that'd be fantastic.
Oh my goodness.
Nick's reading the tea leaves in the chat too. I think Nick's probably on something.
He's telling us things that we aren't even aware of. But speaking of things that we like, we go into my personal match of the episode: Bianca Belair versus Io Sky. My God, these women went through like 15 minutes, 2.5 commercial breaks. This match ruled. Initially, it was going to be Bianca versus Kyrie, which I think would have equally as slapped. But now I'm just like, give me Bianca and Io all the time because this match was fantastic. And the more shocking surprise is that Io beat Bianca clean. So I was just like, look, give me Black Girl Magic versus, Damage Control for these tag titles. At least I'd be more invested in that than what we've previously gotten.
When was the last time Bianca's been beaten clean? Like since he lost her belt, right? She doesn't
which is
clean very often.
Oh, that's interesting. I don't know.
Bianca is like the women's version of Super Cena. She rarely loses. The last time she lost in like a one-on-one competition when she lost her belt. And you know what? I'm not mad that Io was the one to kind of pin her in this match and give her another loss on the record. Because I think
Io's got to look strong without Asuka being around.
For reals. With Asuka out on injury, Io versus Bianca running back.
That's right. I forgot Asuka was hurt. That's right.
She just had knee surgery.
Oh, she had like surgery.
Yeah.
Oh, that I didn't know. Damn. All right. Well, good for her though.
For reals, but give me Bianca and Io every day, all day, because I've been hearing. Ooh, Nick predicting the future. I think it could be a singles losing streak for Bianca that causes her insecurity and turns her heel on Jade, who is kayfabe stronger.
Ooh. That's not a bad idea for creative either. Well, because heel Bianca is terrifying. Mikey, you were discussing heel Bianca for a long time.
Yeah, heel Bianca in NXT was amazing.
It was hair whipped to the abdomen Bianca, when it was just pure murder and death Bianca. She's a little different when she's
no, cocky and like cocky and confident heel Bianca is fantastic because
Yeah.
she is the EST of WWE in all shapes or forms. So I would love a heel Bianca run versus Jade.
That'd be a
I
trip.
mean, it would. I would hope Triple H would let her become a heel for a little bit, but because how much little kids love Bianca, this always falls to the problem in this new era where if you are a big face, you have to think about the little children watching because I don't know how little kids and little girls would react to Bianca being a heel. I want to see a heel Bianca, but I don't know if my little niece who loves her would feel the same way.
And we talked about this too. We're sort of in short-term, long-term game, right? Like, what are we? I'm going to say this, I'm saying this kindly, and I'm not saying this in a mean way because I do love me some Jade Cargill. I think if Jade got over faster and progressed a little bit quicker, then we could have had this switch happen relatively sooner because we've been sort of calling for it, like, where are we going? I think Jade could do it. They haven't quite pulled the trigger on that, probably because they got other plot lines and other stuff that they're working on. Fine. But you're right. Like if they were selling out of Jade Cargill toys and little girls were snatching all those up, or grown men who might collect toys. I'm not outing anyone on our channel, but we know who they are.
All of us. Let's be real.
I know it's all of us. If those are flying off the shelves and it was a different type of push, maybe we've had this heel switch sooner, or maybe they're gonna try and heel switch and then push Jade the certain way. I don't know, but it gives us somewhere to go. It's something interesting to talk about, right?
It does. So this was my favorite match of the evening, and then we get to our main event: Damian Priest versus Dominic Mysterio. Damian ultimately wins, but of course we end Raw in terms of match wise. The Terror Twins, the numbers game catches up with them, and they get the tar beat out of them, and the Judgment Day stand tall over the Terror Twins. So, yay!
Yay!
so that was the match stuff. Now let's talk about the promos that were part of this. Also, while it wasn't really a match, Braun Strowman and Bronson Reed ended like in a DQ kind of thing. Also, if you have not seen it on the interwebs, watching Bronson Reed take a local wrestler who was dressed up as a fan and yeet him like a lawn dart at Braun Strowman was fantastic to watch over and over again.
What?
Yes. Okay. So during this match,
let me pull this up.
Bronson Reed.
How do you not? It's been everywhere. This is insane.
Bronson Reed off camera, like as Braun Strowman's running around the ring to do his like steam, locomotive move where he just plows the person into the barricade.
Bronson
Reed literally takes a fan from the audience and yeets and lawn darts this fan who is local talent into Braun Strowman. It is amazing.
Bronson Reed fined heavily for throwing fan at Braun Strowman. Hang on a second.
Whoa! He saw it. When I tell you, this is the stuff I want to see in wrestling all the time. Like literally this. I laughed so hard at this. I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. Which then they brawl backstage and Braun Strowman throws Bronson Reed and plows him through a wall. I think our fifth and final match at Bad Blood will be these two, and I'm not mad if it is because I want them to kill each other. I think it should be
a no DQ.
Oh my God!
Yeah, no DQ.
Anywhere, like any count.
Falls count anywhere match.
Yeah, that's what it is. Fuck, I can't believe it.
I hope that local talent that got tossed like garbage got a little bit of payday. He went up and got it. He was
Dude, what's with these local talent and security guards being some of the best part of the shows?
Right.
Well, so if you think about it, Simon Miller talked about this a little bit too when he got his AEW security guard moment. There's a sense of I've been waiting my whole life for this moment, and if this is the first moment or the big thing, so when they're there, there's caution to the wind. Let's go for it. Which I'm still gonna say, justice for Ricky last week, who deserved to fight with Kevin Owens. I think it's fantastic to see that they're doing this, and they're doing it more on the regular now. I'm sure awesome. I don't know if it's that we're aware of it or if they're just throwing a bone to local scenes more and more often, or they see the response because now indie wrestling and the internet's a thing. I think it's great. That's cool. That's a fantastic moment.
I was like, I laughed so hard. It was amazing. Oh, it was so good. So let's go to the two big promos that kind of happened this episode. First, CM Punk cuts a promo against Drew, and he's like, I don't know if I have. Basically, he talks about how leading into this decision for a Hell in a Cell match, his wife said no, like his friends told him no. Punk doesn't know if he has this many like hardcore matches left in him, but it doesn't matter. He's gonna kick Drew's ass in Hell in the Cell.
No, he
And-
tried to kill him.
Yeah, he threatened to kill this man in Hell in the Cell. I was just like, it's got real.
I'm kind of immune to the threaten to kill thing because everyone's threatened to kill everybody.
That is very fair. But hey, you know what? It still makes me excited for this Hell in a Cell match in 2 weeks. So I'm just like, we got to keep them apart.
I
But
think
I'm
it's going to
still
be
excited.
fucking friggin' sorry. I'm trying not to get us demonetized. I think it's going to be fantastic. I think this could potentially be the culmination of all the ones that
Try not to get us
we
demonetized,
see.
brother. I think it's already too late for that.
I know you were already making dick jokes in the first 30 seconds.
I did not make a dick joke.
Let's run the tape. Let's run it back.
Did I
He
make
just
a
said the
dick
F word. That was it.
No, I'm kidding. No, the fact that you questioned it so quickly, you're like, wait, did I do that?
Because then it's completely in character. I absolutely would have. So that's why I was like, wait, did I?
Wait, did I? Did dicks fall out of my mouth? Wait, what did I just say?
Here
you
at
go,
BC
Mikey, go.
WrestlePod, we like to gaslight each other. Anyways, so again, I'm excited for this Hell in a Cell match, but let me
We
get
got
to
it
my
from Roman
favorite.
Reigns.
Yes.
We
We'll get to-
absolutely did.
Oh my gosh, I cannot wait. But then we get to my favorite promo from Raw, which was this small promo battle with Jey Uso and Braun Breaker. Literally, Jey Uso was my favorite thing because, you know, he is the hype man for Raw and he is our mascot for Monday Night Raw. So I love that. But my favorite parts of this promo when he was addressing Braun Breaker is just this like, you know, next week we're going to fight for this title. And by the end of it, I'm going to show you that, you know, I have that dog in me and I'm a dog walk yo ass all up and down this ring. And I was like, love that line. And when all is said and done, this match next week is going to be short and sweet, just like your NFL career. And I'm like, shots fired.
Yeah. I
I
heard
was
the
like-
NFL career line on the Instagram. I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, Jey Uso, I want you to win so bad. I don't think you will, but I want you to win so bad.
Oh man, how cool would that be? We had a discussion. We were talking with Nick about that 2 weeks ago, weren't we? About how we're
Yeah.
gonna do this and where we think this is gonna go. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Woof.
So
Incredible.
I love it. I mean, Braun Breaker gets his lick back because as Jey Uso at the end tries to come and save Damian and Rhea from getting, you know, Judgment Day stomped on, Braun Breaker comes out of nowhere and spears him onto the floor. So who knows what's going to happen? We will find out with all of this. But my other favorite part with the backstage segments is that Finn Balor is being a menace, but that nobody asked for because he confronts Rhea and basically tries to gaslight her into believing that it's all her fault, that all the problems with Judgment Day was solely on her. And Rhea Ripley's like, no, let's run the tape back. I was like, I was there to keep you bozos in line. I was there to make sure you guys didn't do anything stupid. I was there to support all of you. You are not about to tell me this is my fault in your weird little twisted fantasy.
Yeah, Liv Morgan is Yoko Ono, not Rhea Ripley. No.
But the more interesting part is because, you know,
Roman
now
can make it right,
Judgment
man.
Day wants to be a whole force and start intimidating the locker room because Jey Uso talks to Ilya Dragunov before he goes out to the ring for the promo with Braun. And then Judgment Day surround him like they about to jump this man. And I was like, are you sure, Judgment Day, you want to jump Ilya Dragunov? Like, let's be all the way 100.
Yeah, you got to pick and choose a little better. Not that guy.
No, I was like, you picked the wrong one. It's like the school bullies who go after the new kid, but then the new kid turns out to be like, gets black belt in jujitsu and everything and can really destroy you if he really wants to, but chooses not to. But I have seen some people online and some reports be like, maybe, you know, in this War Games match that we're getting, like people are like, we're going to have a men's and a women's one. But then people are like, well, we really don't have any women's storylines that require us to fight put a bunch of women in there for a War Games match. So there's been rumors and speculations that we're getting 2 men's matches. SmackDown will be represented by the Bloodline War Games match, and then Raw will be Judgment Day versus the Avengers, which would include Rhea, Damian, Jay, Ilya, and one other person versus Judgment Day, which I actually kind of would be here for. But the storytelling's a little bit thin right now. We need to get that there fast.
Who else gonna join though?
I have no clue. And then if Jay is going to get taken away to be part of Roman's like team for the Bloodline, unless
So
they
they need
decide to
two.
do something else with it. It's all going to come down to what happens at Bad Blood.
Whoever's feuding for the tag belts, I guess, if they still have the tag belts.
I guess. Who knows? Surprise, it's Penta and Ray who is debuts in that War Games
Or the
match.
Motor City Machine Guns.
Well, okay, so that would be cool. The problem is Motor City have signed to WWE and they're going to be heading to NXT.
Oh, well,
which is not bad either, because Motor City Machine Guns versus Nathan Frazier and Axiom is like a bitchin' match that I'm willing to see.
Well,
again,
what's cool is that they haven't written themselves into a corner. They just have to make decisions now, right?
They could be like, we have nobody else. Get your butts over here now.
I would rather, and we've talked about this, when you have to choose between riding into a corner and rushing it, you can kind of finesse rushing it. When you write yourself into a corner, you're stuck for months almost, right? So it will come off a little shoehorned in there, but you could up the stakes quickly if you really had to. We'll see. I'm intrigued though.
I am intrigued as well, and I am super excited. We have a couple weeks. We have almost 7 to 8 weeks until Survivor Series, so we still got some time to figure out how we're going to get there. We'll see what happens at Bad Blood, because I think what happens at Bad Blood is going to set the precedence for how we build to Survivor Series.
Oh, sure.
And that goes with both brands. So that brings us to the end of Raw. So now let's get to the drama that this week was on SmackDown, because
my goodness.
Let's just talk about it out of the way. I don't want to wait till the end because I got so many feelings to talk about. Let's talk about this cinematic promo piece that we got between Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes, talking of having this interaction. And I love that they pre-taped this and did not have this in the arena, because it took out the uncertainty of where the audience was going to be in all of this. So it allowed us, just like us at home, and when they play this in the arena, for everyone to cheer and boo however they felt like. But I was getting shades of independent circuit heel Cody Rhodes in this, and I fucking loved it. We're getting so close to Homelander Cody, and I'm here for it.
I forgot the SmackDown was in Sacramento, which is an hour and a half from me. And if I had planned better and I wasn't directing a show right now, I would probably have been there, because that's in my backyard. So that when I was reminded of that, I was like, oh my God, I should have paid attention. Anyway, a few things about this. Now, as acting teacher, theater teacher, I'm going to jump in on this. Cinematically, everyone's talking about how this looks and how this feels and how this is done. What's really interesting to me is that Cody, when Cody went to LA and tried to go to Hollywood and tried to do all those other things, whatever workshops or studio things he took, they're absolutely in his bones and in him. He's got that film actor feel to him. Absolutely. Roman is doing a little too much. He has a little bit of the TV promo in him where he thinks he has to oversell a little. However, in the moment doing what he was doing, this was a really well acted, well shot promo, which is shocking, because normally it's one or the other. Either it looks good or the acting's meh, or the acting's really good and they shoot it kind of weird. This dialed in really well. None of that's my problem with this promo. The only problem I have with this promo is that the first 60 seconds made Roman look really stupid. And everyone's kind of can't comment on it or doesn't want to say it. There's a few folks online talking about it. Roman's like, I play football here. I bled my blood, sweat, and tears here on this field. That means this is my town. And everyone who knows anything is like, no. He literally lives there.
No, Cody checked him though, because
he did.
Because then as soon as Roman says all that, Cody fires back. Cody fires back, saying, listing all the different monuments and stuff around the arena. It's like, my family has been doing this for years. It's like, you put your blood, sweat, and tears in this arena, but this is my home. This is my family's home.
Exactly. So it was sort of, you just made Roman look you kind of made him look a little silly and dumb in the top of this, right? Which I don't think was the intention, but it seems like Roman went there and Cody just went, okay, hang on a second.
No. Let me check you real quick.
So, but then Roman's reaction after that was just sort of looking at the ground like, I guess you're right. What are we doing here? It's like, Roman,
so there's that. But then Roman tries to basically get into Cody's head saying that, you're that at Bad Blood, you're going up against people who have nothing to lose. And that includes me. I've lost my Wise Man. I've lost my championship. I lost my Ulafala. I have nothing less to lose. You have everything left to lose. And then once again, Cody read him the riot act and basically it's just like, no. I was like, it's not that you have nothing less to lose. It's just that I have everything that you want. Let's be all the way 100. And I was like, damn, Cody, Homelander's coming in, you guys. Like, Cody was more vicious. He roasted him, which humbled Roman to where Roman says, all right, what are we doing here? What is it that you want? And not even asking, Cody demanded, he's like, I'm telling you, you need to give me your word that, and I will give mine, that at Bad Blood, we're going to take care of the situation that we're both having issues with. But after that, we'll get back to what the real issue is. And then still, I like this last Roman Reign line because it's called, because Roman begins to leave. Cody is like in the way. Roman's like, you're in my way. Cody backs up a little bit. And, half looking at the ground, half looking back at Cody, Roman says, you're in my way in life. And I was like, oh my God, it is about to get real after this.
And that's
this partnership is the most anime fucking thing ever.
It really is.
It absolutely is. I think that last 30 seconds redeemed the first 60 for me, just because we saw Roman get crushed. And then we have this full Aaron Burr, Alexander Hamilton moment at the end. Like, okay, you know what? Let me speak to the thing that I haven't been speaking to. You are in my way at life. I can't move forward because you exist. It's like, that's huge. I thought that was really, that made the whole, and the last shot of that at the end, that made the promo for me. I'm not saying I'm immune to promos. That's not necessarily what I mean. But we've seen so many cinematic ones like this just kind of go, meh, okay. This was a small movie. They booked it. They shot it a certain way. They let him riff a certain way. Obviously, they got that drone shot at the end coming up over the stadium. Like, whoa. So, good kudos for that. But now we're back in soap opera, right? We had 3 weeks of a wrestling show, and now we're back in soap opera land.
Smack opera, soap down.
That's what I'm thinking. This is soap down. Although I probably shouldn't call it that for various reasons. Don't type that into Google. Kevin Owens, his reaction after watching this.
Ooh, let's talk about it.
I couldn't tell if this was a little childish or if it was genuinely hurt. Because I'm torn on that. Did you have an opinion on that? Because part of me goes, you punch men in the face for a living. Why is that going to affect you? But there was also a little bit of like, but that's my friend. I was like, okay, wait.
So I have a take on this, and I actually like this, and I'm gonna tell you why.
Go ahead.
So here's my take on this whole thing. So as you mentioned, Kevin Owens is watching this backstage, and Byron Saxton comes up, asks Kevin about it, and Kevin's trying his best to keep his composure. But here's why I love Kevin's interaction, because if we put the Cody saga to the side for a little bit, because Roman and Cody have been going at this since last year's WrestleMania in 2023.
Way back.
Prior to Cody coming back, KO was the one who has been involved the longest with Roman and this whole entire bloodline nonsense. Sure. And from a storytelling standpoint, if I were in Kevin Owens, I would be a little mad at Cody, because Cody knows that Roman has made life hell, not just for KO, but for the whole entire roster prior to Cody coming back. And, Cody and KO and Randy have been a thing for a little bit now. KO is upset at Cody because you're teaming up with the man that made my life hell for the last couple of years, and for hell for all the men's roster the last 4 years before you started come back and you ended up getting this title. I inevitably see Kevin Owens turning heel, but I think it's going to be a very long, drawn out process. This is going to be a slow burn. But I did not mind that KO was being a little childish, because I was like, yeah, it makes sense. KO is a little mad because there's still unresolved trauma in Kevin Owens having to deal with Roman Reigns and his cronies for the last 4 years.
Sure. I think if you turn Kevin heel over this, I think you have a good chance of making it like a Steve Austin heel, right? Where he's heel because he's hurt but we're still rooting for him type of heel. Not that Steve Austin had any emotional availability. That's not what I mean. But you have something similar in the sense of Kevin is doing this because he's upset about these other things that and whatever he's got cooking underneath, as opposed to just heel, black and white, I'm a bad guy, right? Like you can play that some. And then farther down the line, I'm sure creative will think of something like Sammy pulling him out of it or something that gets him righteous again. And then when he flips face again, we all go, oh my God, he's back. And he's, badge of honor type stuff. I get it. It just, and I absolutely see what you're saying. I want to see where they go. Cause right now it feels a little like mopey and kind of, you've been in this industry so long. I don't buy that you don't realize why that's happening. Right.
Mm-hmm.
But I get it though. I see where we have to go somewhere, right?
It's also, I think there's also a part of KO who is still pissed off that he lost against Cody.
That's what I was going to. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Go ahead. Yeah.
He's mad that he lost, and then he's like, but he's also, there's a mixture of like, I lost against you. You're teaming with the big bad evil guy and not me. I'm supposed to be your friend, but yet you went to him to team up. The guy that it took the combined effort of me, you, Randy Orton, John Cena, and The Undertaker to take down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But you're like, I'm going to go to him because, fuck this. That's why he's mad, which makes sense. But you're right. Wrestlers have been getting smarter. Please have him realize that there was a reason for it, or Cody needs to explain his grand Homelander plan. Or maybe it's not KO that turns heel. KO stays face, and Cody's the one that turns heel.
That would also be really fun as well.
Then we have to deal with the team of RKO trying to take down Cody Rhodes.
Interesting.
I don't want that to happen for this one reason, though, because we've had a heel champion for how many years?
Right. And we all got kind of immune to heel champion, right?
Right. Like, let's have a face champion for a while.
I like having
Cody
righteous. Go ahead.
Fuck away from the bloodline stuff so other people can compete for the belt.
I think that's what they're trying to do, right? That's what it feels like. It's like, let's button this up so then we can move all these pieces we've accumulated in the bloodline somewhere, right? Tama Tonga, Tongaloa. How do we go? How do we get Fatu, who's over and terrifying? How do we get them here? How do we eventually get the Rock's payday? Because we know the Rock's coming back for something somewhere. And you can kind of, once this is buttoned up a little, we can do that. Heel Cody is something I haven't thought of because they're making money hand over fist with face Cody. So I don't know. But the fact that we're talking about it, they're doing something right.
It is. I ultimately think we're going to see like this chapter in whatever this bloodline saga we got going on. I think by the end of this year, we're going to tighten it up. And then come January 2025, as we, enter Rumble season and eventually Road to WrestleMania from January to April, we shall see what new storylines we get. So we'll figure that out. So it's going to be interesting for sure. And then we saw it too. Kevin Owens almost was thinking about hitting Cody with the chair after the main event ended, but threw it down. Cody and KO hugged. And so that kind of tied into what we just discussed. This was very soap opera, but I'm here for it. And we shall see what the next couple of weeks on SmackDown leads for this particular storyline. So now let's talk about everything else.
Yeah. I don't want to gloss over.
Had the old, my bad, John.
Go.
You have the old camera crew from like Vince's reign. This will definitely be a Mexican soap opera with all the cuts.
Absolutely, it would. I love the Hollywood angles and spice that we have going on in Papa Helmsley's era. I think it's going to work. It's already working. It seems like USA has kind of doubled down on it for sure, because there's stuff that Fox wasn't doing that all of a sudden USA is. I'm a little upset that they took picture-in-picture because that thing drives me batshit. but I'll try and get over it or start figuring out a different way to watch it. Do you want to talk about the matches and go into promos, or can we just have a whole blanket conversation? Because I can jump all over the place.
Well, let's have blanket conversation because outside of that, because again, SmackDown is a 2-hour show, which we'll discuss that a little bit because come 2025, SmackDown and Raw are going to be switching between 2 to 3 hours as the year goes on, depending if the show needs. And I was like, I kind of like that idea. But anyways, we'll discuss that. My personal favorite match of the whole night was this United States Championship match on SmackDown. Andrade versus LA Knight was absolutely a banger. And despite the botches towards the end from Mr. Knight himself, I'm like, this was a pay-per-view level match.
Yeah, I thought it was spectacular. This, sadly, there was a common theme after this match for the rest of the night of somebody put WD-40 all over the ropes, because anyone who went to the ropes, especially under the turnbuckles, was just slipping and falling. We saw it in the women's match. We saw it a little bit at the end of the night with that triple trios match too, where anyone who went into that one side. So it seemed like everyone was shifting away from that side of the turnbuckle, side of the ring, to the other turnbuckles after that. You're right. That match was fantastic. I thought it was great. There was a few miscues. I was kind of laughing at the confusion of fist bump versus handshake versus fist hand versus, and I'm not sure if that was legitimate or them messing with each other. I think LA Knight split his eye on the blunt force trauma, correct? Hey, what's up, man? Happy fall, son. And like,
Yes. What's up,
came
son?
down, I think that elbow got him, right? That has to be what cut him, because I couldn't see anything else after the bat. But the match itself was clean. Andrade's taking risks. Andrade, go ahead.
I just think LA was mad that he slipped on the turnbuckle.
Oh, he's probably all pissed. Yeah.
That's probably why he was like, between that and the elbow, he was probably upset about it. But like, because I think saw something that somebody was like, oh, you can see him like lip reading. You can see him say, I'm sorry for slipping on the ropes. And I'm like, you all lip readers are doing too much.
Yeah, you're trying too hard. Although moments before, LA Knight had one of the smoothest jump from the second, jump to the third, jump to the sky elbows I've ever seen.
So good.
That was a poster, man. That was gorgeous.
And for the fans out there who are curious to what Seth Rollins is doing right now, he just got kicked out of a Bears game. Could be a work. Could be a work. He was at the Bears game. I just saw a clip of this.
What?
That's why I randomly just started laughing. He's at the Bears game and he fell over the barricade.
Seth Rollins.
Seth, we love
What?
you. Oh
I think
my
it's
gosh.
a work. I think it's a work. I don't think it's real, but it was. I saw that. And I thought it was funny.
Gets
That's
thrown over
hilarious.
the barricade. I will unpack that later. Oh
I
my
will-
god.
Oh, it's so good.
It's on X. I bookmarked it out.
Oh
I'll
my
screen.
God.
I
I'll,
love it. But
I'll
Happening
screen record the
live.
video.
this is how I want to see championship matches on weekly television be like. This
Yeah.
was just amazing. 15 minutes. Like, this was great. And you know what? LA Knight has had more defenses than our last champion, which I love. So
Hi-oh.
now, speaking of, we're not done with Andrade though, because then
Mhm.
fast forward later in the show, Andrade gets jumped by Carmelo Hayes, and we continue to probably what's going to be a best of 7 series. So we got 2 more matches, and then I'm here for it.
I hate that I'm right. I called for this weeks ago, and it's still
I'm
happening.
so- as soon as that happened, I literally cursed at my computer screen. I'm like, God damn it, Professor! He called
Let's
this
go. For the rest of the year, every Friday, it's gonna be Andrade versus Carmelo for some reason. They gotta lean on it even more. I think it's fantastic.
Oh my goodness!
I think that match proved to me that Andrade could hold that title.
Oh, absolutely,
Absolutely could.
I'm so happy
and
he's
would be a
back
great
here.
heel or face champion. Absolutely, he could do it. Not that I ever doubted anyway, but that match, they brought a lot out of each other. Some miscues, like we said, some random stuff near the end, but damn, that was really fun to watch.
It was absolutely a banger.
It was
Absolutely a banger.
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 Where do you want to jump to? I know we're up against it. Where do you want to jump to next?
So let's see. Well, really quickly, let's talk about. I mean, we'll briefly discuss it. I don't know what we're doing with Mr. Giovanni Vinci. We get like maybe a minute and a half more, but he still loses to Apollo Crews. Like, you had Ludwig Kaiser beat him up on Raw. You break up Imperium. He gets rebranded, and then he's been in 2 squash matches the last couple of weeks where Apollo Crews gets wins.
My biggest question for this whole thing is, where's Baron Corbin?
That's what I said. What happened to Baron?
Well, that's what Corey said on the thing. It's like, oh, was Baron Corbin around here somewhere?
I'm like, I don't know what's happening.
That's like the only question I have.
Like, did Giovanni make Papa H mad? Like, what happened? Because
unless they're like planning some long story booking thing with him,
this is weird.
It could be.
I don't know. Is he becoming the new Shockmaster?
Oh my gosh! Oh my goodness!
Ooh, Kaiser to Ring of Honor. Ooh, that's in the chat, Mikey.
I know. I saw that. I'm just like,
what's Ring of Honor? I won't watch it.
I know.
We know.
Minnie hates Ring of Honor.
I know.
Oh, Ring of Honor.
No, I don't hate Ring of Honor. It's out of principle now. Take that, JVL.
Damn.
Ooh, shots fired amongst the crew here.
Right. Speaking of shots fired, we had Chelsea Green fire shots at Michin in this hilarious. This is so random, but this is why we need mid-card titles on the main roster.
Yeah.
And we need Chelsea Green to be one of these mid-card women's championships, but she's training near dumpsters and practicing because in 2 weeks we get a dumpster match between her and Michin, which I'm kind of here. Oh my God.
Here's shots fired.
Oh my God!
You're out of the basement.
Guys.
What are you doing
here?
This
man in forever, but the Senior Lucha Don't is back in the building. Oh my God!
I've been training.
We were talking about Ring of Honor and stuff.
The fuck is Ring of Honor?
That's fair. Don't let Alice near him because Alice doesn't like Kenny Omega.
I don't like Kenny Omega either.
Oh, that's right.
It's Minnie that likes that douchebag.
Woof.
Oof.
I've been training.
Training what? Like your Spanish or like actual moves?
But getting fit.
That's right.
Did you forget how to talk? What happened to you? You okay?
No.
I've been in the gym.
Man,
training.
You've been holding this grudge for a while. I was gonna say, do you still got beef with Buntador? Holy
absolutely
crap,
got beef with Buntador. I've been quiet.
You're gonna
waiting, biding my time. Here it is. Buntador. Man, we gotta go 1-on-1. Winner loses his mask. Mask versus mask. Biconic style.
Oh my God.
Intramural Biconics shots fired here. The Lucha Don't here for Buntador. It's got to happen. It's got to happen somewhere. It's either happening out in Arizona or it's going to happen out in the mean streets of Jersey. Where do you want to have this match?
Vegas.
We're doing Vegas.
WrestleMania season.
Do you have a particular casino you want to throw someone through, or you just want to walk the streets and fight in Vegas somewhere?
I'll let Buntador choose that one.
Oh, Buntador. Buntador gets to choose. So if you tune into anything else here at the Biconics,
we will keep you updated on everything that is going on. Oh my gosh. Like we are building our own like pay-per-view level quality here, folks. Oh my gosh. So Senior Lucha Don't, the gauntlet has been thrown. El Buntador, we will need a response from you. I will get it from you when we have our CML review on Wednesday because we need answers. This is getting nuts. But speaking of getting answers, like I don't know what we're doing.
I'm going back to training.
Go for it. While you go back to training, me and Professor are going to talk about what happens next because
breaking news from David Valentine. Breaking news from David Valentine. Roman Reigns just traded to Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling. So that company just got a superstar.
That'd be
amazing. My headphones. What a dick.
Yeah, I know. What's dick, bro? But speaking of needing answers, guys, I need answers to what we are doing because we had our women's match of the evening where we had Nia Jax and Tiffany Stratton take on Naomi and Bayley. So again, to recap everything that happened, if Tiffany or Nia pick up the win for their team, whoever gets pinned leaves SmackDown. But if Bayley and Naomi win, whoever pinned the person gets a future WWE Women's Championship match.
Right.
The match itself was fine. It was fun. But then we got the double pin with Naomi and Bailey pinning Nia Jax of all people, not even Tiffany, but Nia getting pinned. And we find out later that next week on SmackDown, Bailey versus Naomi will be a #1 contenders match. Winner faces Nia. And I'm like, I think Bailey will probably win. I would love for Naomi to beat Bailey to face Nia.
Sure. It's kind of a tough sell for me. I think it's kind of a cop-out ending, which is fine. And then you think of any other way it could have gone, and you go, yeah, maybe this is the way it's supposed to. I think the middle 2 or 3 minutes of this, they were off the rails, and Bailey was trying to go full ring general, trying to call the spots. Hey, go here. Hey, do this. Hey, get that. Go, hey, not this one. Nia put Naomi in the wrong position for one thing, and then Tiffany did something and Naomi was in the wrong spot, and then Nia tried to do something else. I'll try and look it up. But Bailey was like calling audibles like, hey, this thing, that thing, and kind of manually got everyone back on the last section to go home. So that was beyond pro level work for her. Yeah, she pulled it off. It worked. Nia went for the wrong move in the turnbuckle, I think, and then there was something else that happened. So there was a lot of like, where are we? What are we doing in the middle of this match? It ended fine, like we talked about. I think storytelling-wise, it's a tough pill to swallow, but I get it. I don't know. I was left with sort of a okay kind of feeling.
Yeah.
Didn't hate it. Match was fine. Like nothing was wrong, but
yeah. And then, of course, the final thing we're going to talk about, because Kevin Owens, like we said earlier, cuts a promo in the ring. Bloodline 2.0 interrupts. DIY come out for the save. It's supposed to be KO and DIY versus Bloodline. DIY gets attacked backstage. So then it becomes Bloodline 2.0 versus KO and the Street Profits. I'm like, just have the Street Profits team with KO. Like, let this be a little faction, because I want these three amazing. Ends in DQ. Craziness pats out, and we already talked about Cody and Kevin at the very end. The match itself, the main event, was actually a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. Yeah. That's because no shade to DIY, but Street Profits just be killing it right now. And Montez is amazing.
The pop for them when they came to Sacramento was huge. Like that whole town, I mean, that was fantastic for them. Lots of, I think we finally got to see Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa look like an
actual tag team.
An actual tag team. Like,
there's the Gorillas of Destiny that I know.
They were working together. I think Tonga Loa has not been put in a position to succeed since he got here, and now we're finally putting him in matches where he can do what he does well, which is great. You know, they're finally figuring that booking out and all that stuff. I think it's kind of funny that DIY showed up hurt at the end. Sort of like
Bailey got their ass kicked when showed back up.
I thought you were hurt. Well, not really hurt. Well, we're just enough hurt. Okay, we're coming back. It's like, wait, what? Where are we? So I don't know. You got DIY, Street Profits, Kevin Owens. That's 5. What are you gonna have? You're gonna have Bloodline plus Solo plus someone else. That's 5 on 5. That's massive.
Yeah. So I'm like, if that's crazy to think about what's happening, but you know, that brings us to the end of this week's WWE programming. So like, a lot kind of went down. We are building to Bad Blood, but they're also planting the seeds for Survivor Series too. Like,
absolutely.
And to think, I forgot too about this, but they're not going to mention it until we get closer. But after Bad Blood, we technically have one thing before Survivor Series at the beginning of November, but we don't cover it here, and that's Crown Jewel.
Yeah,
I kind of have Crown Jewel like not be in the canon of the pay-per-views. Like stuff goes down there, but like it doesn't necessarily translate back.
The extended universe of WWE.
It's the filler arc of this year's WWE anime, if you will. This is not the beach episode filler though, because that's different.
And I mean, I get that. Well, because they tend to do things that would be considered non-canon anyway. When you look at storylines and how stuff gets drowned out that way. We already talked about Cody coming in at the end and kind of making this messy, but in a good way at the end. I kind of get where we're going. We kind of did in this week. They sort of pivoted right into Bad Blood and beyond, which was good, where they needed to go. Right. We've had like a month of sort of where are we going, and then bam, let's go all cylinders that direction. So I think now that we have a heading, it should be easier for creative to find their way. But lots of questions unanswered, and we're back in soap opera land. Like now, look at all the drama as opposed to look at all the wrestling,
which is kind of crazy. But that is why, because I actually really enjoyed all the soap opera-ness that was this week, I give WWE programming an 8 out of 10 for me this week. Raw was really good. SmackDown was pretty good. The women's match, I wanted it to be better. It wasn't horrible, but it just sucked that Bayley had to take charge of everybody, and it was very unfortunate. And also, SmackDown loses points this week because I still don't have Pretty Deadly the musical. Like,
absolutely. Bring it to me.
But I give WWE programming an 8 out of 10 this week. We are 2 weeks out from Bad Blood, and I'm actually excited. Professor, you will go next. How many empanadas do you give WWE this week?
On the empanada scale, which we use here affectionately, and I use it incorrectly, which gets Adolfo very upset. I'll leave half an empanada on the plate. As a soap opera, this is 9 out of 10 soap opera stuff. As a wrestling show, this was sort of 7, 5, high 8-ish, because there was some not clunky. Nobody got hurt, but sort of miscues and what are we doing and where are we going? And I'm not saying the Sacramento show was an afterthought, but there was a little bit of, hey, let's get to Sacramento. Because if you look at the map of where they're traveling, it's sort of the outlier of all the places that they're going. So there's a little bit of a, where are we at thing. Fun matches here, though. That Andrade LA Knight match was fantastic for what we ended up getting. I do wish the women's matches were a little bit stronger, like we talked about. I think that's just sort of booking timing and who's working with who. So this is a solid, 8, maybe 8.5, moving towards that for sure. But taking into account creative and the soap opera-ness of the thing, that beautiful cinematic thing in the middle of the show. Yeah, I think that's fair.
And finally, Minnie, what do you give this week's WWE programming?
11 out of 7 soap operas.
11 out of 7?
Soap operas.
Quick, Mikey, do the math. What does that even mean?
21.
You're just saying numbers out loud.
42. Hike.
No, I'm gonna give it a solid 8 overall between the both shows. I'm excited for Bad Blood, and I'm even more excited for Survivor Series. So they're doing a really good job of putting stories together and building for their pay-per-views, which is something that we've struggled with for the past while. That we've even we're like, yeah, we don't know what the fuck's going on for this pay-per-view. It's like 2 weeks away. We have 2 matches. So they're doing a really good job with that. So I'm excited for that. I feel like there's a little bit more they need to do with some stories, but we got time, and I'm excited to see. And please, where's the Pretty Deadly musical? Bring it to us. Come on.
Please let them host Survivor Series and then debut that.
We gotta have it. Hell, Pretty Deadly should be hosting SNL. You gotta get them on some. Those two together, hilarious.
They literally did a pre-taste segment when they were NXT UK champs, when NXT UK was still around. Like they literally went to like a Thunder Down Under show and were doing all the moves with the titles around their waist and everything, like doing a whole field trip. It was hilarious. I want to see that from Pretty Deadly.
So they need. I hate this. I'm gonna say this, and we can end this on this. I hate when there's the sort of fake talk shows in the middle of WWE things, the Grayson Waller effect. When I was a kid,
Pretty Deadly needs one.
If Pretty Deadly had one, I would watch it every single time.
Yes. Have it even be pre-tape, like pre-tape promo. We're having this person on the segment. I would love it.
Make it a fashion thing, make it a pop culture commentary thing. Oh, you could.
I think the world would explode if we truly had a Forbidden Door, because I want Pretty Deadly, MXM Collection, and the Outrunners just all in the same room together. And I think I would lose my absolute mind.
God. That's like an improv troupe. Jesus.
So fantastic. But that's going to be it for Dual Dynasty. A pretty solid week of wrestling. Before we close off, as we do here on Dual Dynasty, let's take a look at the week in advance. So we have a pretty normal week, thank God, this week, because all we have is we have our regular reviews this week. On Tuesday, we have our All Elite Ensemble reviewing this week in AEW programming, as the review will be the day before Dynamite and Collision Grand Slam. Like, Grand Slam is finally upon us. There's a lot of things that happened this week on AEW, so check out the Tuesday review to figure it out. Wednesday, you have our Los Lobos de la Lucha review. We are reviewing another exciting week of CMLL. Now that we are out of the 91st Aniversario show, we are back into regular scheduled programming, and we are now building to Night of Champions for CMLL and the Women's International Tournament coming up shortly in a couple weeks in October. I'm so excited to see which girls from all around the world come to fight the Amazonas in Mexico. It's going to be great. On Friday, we have our ROH and TNA review. ROH is a thing, and TNA is building to Bound for Glory, which will be in 4 weeks. Super excited to have that. And then, of course, come back next Sunday to check out another WWE Dual Dynasty review, as we will be reviewing the shows and giving our predictions for Bad Blood, which is crazy. We are so close to it. So I'm not going to lie, gentlemen, I'm kind of happy we have a regular week this week, because since June, it has been almost a pay-per-view a week.
And what's the window is sort of November to January is going to be like, oh God.
October to January, because there's like 5 pay-per-views in October.
This is going to get wild. Goodness
it's going to be a fun one for sure.
Wait till we get to April. We do WrestleMania.
Oh God, we're going to have, yes. If you weren't here during April, be prepared, because we are bringing back WrestleMania Hell Week Round 2 during that, in which
the only fun part is a lot of us might be in person with each other.
Are we still trying to go? We're still trying to figure this out, right?
There are 2 plans. Either we all go so we can go to WrestleMania Live, or we just find a place where all of us together and we can watch it. The point is, we need to be together at some capacity.
Yeah, we'll figure that out.
We will figure it out as we get closer. But that is going to be it for Dual Dynasty this week. Thank you so much for tuning in. And from all of us here at Dual Dynasty and the rest of the BC WrestlePod family, remember, take care of yourself, love one another, stay iconic, and more importantly than anything, you always deserve to finish your story. So we will catch you on Tuesday for our AEW review. But until then, sayonara, adios, and Minnie, tell the good people of the internet, why do we do what we do? We'll see you later. Ta-ta for now.